So the Indian economy is dead, says Rahul Gandhi, echoing what President Trump had just said, over enthusiastically embracing a claim that I've just demonstrated is just the opposite of what the reality really is. Ashok Malik, partner and chair with the Asia Group, one of India's best-known commentators, is with me live. Rajat Sethi, political analyst, best-selling author, also with me. Good evening to the both of you. Thank you very much for your time. Ashok Malik, I want to kick it off with you. Obviously, political language, has its place. These things can happen, especially when Parliament is in session, emotions are running high. But the things that Rahul Gandhi has said, the alacrity with which he has picked up Trump's barb saying the Indian economy is dead. What did you make of it?
Look, there are two things here. One, of course, the economy is not dead. The economy has never been dead. The Indian economy is a vibrant economy, even at the worst of times. Currently, it's the world's fastest growing large economy at about 6.5% or thereabouts. Can it grow faster? Can it do better? Can there be more reforms? All of that is taken for granted. That all of that can happen. But with all these problems, it's still kicking in a very good growth rate compared to the rest of the world in a fairly low growth global economy. Quite apart from that everyone knows that's a ridiculous point. Quite apart from that, in the past few weeks, not just yesterday, but past few weeks, there have been a series of comments from the US president that have frankly started to irritate public opinion in India.
Yeah.
And something more than irritate, perhaps even anger. His throwaway remarks about India and Pakistan, about the dead economy yesterday, about you can buy oil from Pakistan, all of that. Okay, this is amounting to, quite honestly, bullying. I heard Shashi Tharoor say it's a bargaining tactic. It might well be, but there is a limit to bargaining, where bargaining turns to very undignified bullying.
Yeah.
And I fear some of the rhetoric in recent days is crossing that. I don't know how it suits the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, irrespective of party, to embrace President Trump's lines and say he's right. Of course, he's right. I welcome it. How is it politically useful or judicious at this point? Because it flies in the face of not just the government's views, public opinion in India. So I really fail to understand what he said and why he said it.
Rajat, what did you think? It only took a few hours for Rahul Gandhi to sort of pick up that very sort of provocative comment from Donald Trump. I know you weren't surprised by it. It was something that you would expect to happen in the current political atmosphere. But what did you think of it? I've just put out a very comprehensive sort of fact check of the many things he said. But your view, Rajat?
Hi, Shiv. Good to be on your show. The single biggest stark thing that came out of that statement that Rahul Gandhi made was putting death and India in one sentence. That is something which is so unpalatable for any nationalist. You can go out, criticize as much as you can, but don't put death and India on one sentence. That is unbecoming. That just shows that you are an absolutely despicable leader. You can do your politics and you have the full right to do your politics, but keep your nation's interest paramount. With this sentence and with the smirky remarks that he gave outside the parliament, it just felt like he's enjoying some kind of a sadistic pleasure when somebody is calling India dead or India's economy dead. That is what I sensed. And as a young, nationalist voice that I consider myself, I've dedicated my life to building for this country. I just feel this person does not represent me. And I'm sure that this person does not represent thousands and millions of youngsters who are striving hard to make this India great, make our country great.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there because beyond political rhetoric there, I don't see any merit whatsoever in what he is.
Because, Ashok, the sort of exaggerated words of an intemperate US president seem to feed right into what Rahul Gandhi has always been trying to say, that, everything is a mess in India, it's a nightmare situation. And he may have sort of misread the room, as you hinted at. Why do you think that is? I mean, is the political atmosphere really that desperate that someone would pick up something that Trump says in the middle of a hard bargaining situation to make a political point?
If you look at what Trump has said yesterday, it's not just an attack on the Narendra Modi government. When he says that, India has bought weapons from defense platforms,
Yeah,
as you know,
Russia.
from Russia for many years. There's a history to that. We are trying our best to diversify from Russia, and not just this government, even the previous government, right? To be fair, the Congress government
Yeah.
also, right? Second, there's a history to why we buy weapons from Russia. It goes back to the 60s. It goes back to an era when the Congress was in power. Various governments have experienced an embargo, and because of which we had to turn to Russia. And Russia established a near monopoly. There's a history to that. He knows that as well as, it's not that Narendra Modi started buying weapons from Russia. It's happened with many governments. There's a certain history to that. There's a certain reason why India has acted the way it has over the years. And to side with that rhetoric unthinkingly for any Indian politician. Frankly, if the Congress were in power today and the BJP politician were saying what Rahul Gandhi is saying, I'd criticize him or her as well. And you're just not reading the public mood today. The public mood is not anti-American at all. But there is irritation with some of President Trump's throwaway lines and his overall posture in this negotiation. There certainly is.
This inability to read the room, and the public mood is certainly not anti-American, but I agree completely with what Ashok says, that in the last couple of weeks, Rajat, people have been wondering, hey, what the hell is going on? Is this, so far we've normalized this as, Trump to aisa hi hai. He's a volatile figure. He's unpredictable. We've normalized that kind of belligerent behavior. But to see a mainstream politician, no less than the leader of the opposition, kind of take it as gospel fact, especially when there is a clear context to what is happening. You heard even Shashi Tharoor kind of, put that context, saying that, America is not the only one and there is a bargain going on. What does that tell you about Rahul Gandhi specifically and the state of the Congress party in general?
Well, first thing first, I believe that, and I was part of certain studies, public confidence and public perception on US-India relationship is at rock bottom. We are seeing that the numbers are under 20% who approve of US-India relationship. So, US and India and some of the prominent stakeholders on both the sides have spent decades to cement the relationship and sort of craft the common grounds between the two countries. And within a blink, both Donald Trump and his current White House seems to have, put things on flame. And that is really unfortunate. And a lot of rebuilding will have to be done post Donald Trump. If it happens or it doesn't happen, that time will tell. But what reflects badly on Rahul Gandhi here is that, see, today Donald Trump is there, tomorrow he won't be there. If you want to seriously project yourself as a leader in whose heart country's interests are paramount, you would come out with constructive agendas. You have certain state governments, by the way, where Congress party is ruling. What alternate model of governance have you shown before you come out and make a commentary on India's economy being dead? You have two of the fastest growing states, both Telangana and Karnataka, under your realm. And what has happened in Bangalore, currently I'm sitting in Bangalore, the state of affairs in this city is absolutely unbearable. What have you done there? Have you gone to Bangalore and tried and sat together with the deputy CM and the CM, who are always at loggerhead, and they have completely done away with the governance issues here? Have you sat with them and tried to address some of these issues? My problem with Rahul Gandhi is fundamental. So far, over the last 10 years or so, he has never shown to the public that here is an alternate model. I'll criticize the government, but this is what I stand for. Why don't you come out with an alternate thought process which can motivate us, which can lit up our imagination? Because this person is hollow from inside. He's bankrupted on ideas. He doesn't know what it takes to build an economy and to progress an economy. Had he had those ideas, he would have been advising both Revanth Reddy and the Karnataka government.
I'm just wondering, if Trump, and it's very possible with a guy like Trump, he puts out a Truth Social post tomorrow praising India and saying glowing, nice, flowery things about India. What happens then to the political conversation? We all know that's very possible, but I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Ashok Malik and Rajat Sethi, for joining me on story number 1 here on India Matters.